Hello and welcome to another weekly vlog. We're doing this usual thing that me and Darren have to do when we get in the car, putting up the seat. You know, some posh cars have a button, like driver position 1 and driver position 2. That would be good.
I think the model above this might have that.
But I'm like having to put the butt of the back's a bit too far now. Pull it forward and put the back up straighter because I don't like being slouched when I'm driving. It is Tuesday.
It is.
Let's
Tell them the good news.
What's the good news?
From yesterday's good news.
I've no idea. You'll have to.
Well, it wasn't good news yesterday. It was fake.
Right. Well, you can just talk while I'm.
The boiler. It's still not working. Well, it is working, but it's not working right.
Someone came yesterday to have another night. We've got hot water, we've got heating if we want it, although I wouldn't be very happy putting heating on, to be honest. It was throwing out a lot. We've got like an overflow pipe that goes out into the backyard, and it keeps throwing out a ton of, what is that? Hang on.
What?
There's a tree there that's, I didn't know we had a tree there that's like that colour.
What tree?
The burgundy sort of one, not the one.
Oh yes, they changed it again,
yeah, so they came and they said that the last guy, this is just every person that comes, oh, the last guy did this wrong. Oh, the last guy put the system in completely wrong, so he did something. And 3:20 this morning, it just started going whoosh. And by the time I'm the furthest side of the bed away from the door, and I'm really stiff when I get lay down, so I can't move fast. So by the time I'd woke Darren up, the sound had almost stopped.
Yeah, I was really stiff. I couldn't get up my legs. Thank you.
What?
Right.
Talking about me, not
I
you.
was being facetious.
Yeah, I know you were.
Yes.
Didn't add anything to the story, so I decided to ignore it.
It could have done an awful lot.
It happened again. I woke Darren up, and by the time Darren's not the fastest person in the world at moving. Even my dad, with all his arthritic things, is up obviously quicker than Darren. It's stopped by the time he reached the tank's basically just outside our bedroom, so we can't figure out exactly what it's doing, but I have a feeling it's chucking out a load of water again. Was it? Right, well, that's what I thought it was doing. So every time someone comes out from that place, they do something and the problem changes.
Oh, the thermostat's not working either, it's just boiling water now again.
It's so frustrating. It's like, how difficult is it to fix? It's been going on a couple of years now.
It's nearly 5 years since I put the tank in.
So yeah, it's Tuesday, on the way into my mum's. Darren went in yesterday to take Isaac for his music lesson and picked up a load of like those supplements for my mum, you know, the drinks and the puddings.
4 boxes in a big bag.
We'll have to get that. Oh, I've got that flipping thing on.
Turn it on.
Yeah, can you? That lane assist that pulls you over the bloody road. Yeah, so Isaac's back to school tomorrow. How the hell he is going to get up at 7 o'clock is anybody's guess, because he's been like pushing it. I've seen Isaac not getting up until 2:30, and that's because we've been shouting at him multiple times to get out of bed. But he's been sleeping into the afternoon and not going to sleep until after 2 o'clock in the morning. So he now has to get up. What time did you get him up at this morning?
9:30.
Right, Darren got him up early this morning to hopefully.
We had 4 or 5 falling asleep on the sofa.
Yeah, I could hear.
No, I'm not. I said you're snoring. No, I wasn't.
So he has to get back to getting up for 7 because his bus, is it 8:10 or 8:10? It's 8:10. His bus leaves out here at 7:50. When I was at school, I got away with like getting up about 8 o'clock. Our school started at 9, so I could get up at 8, and as long as I'd left the house about 8:20, I could walk to school in 20 minutes. Well, less, but you give yourself a bit of time to get into your locker and all that stuff. But he has to be up at 7 and out of the house at like 20 to 8 to get to the bus stop. So that's a bit push it or pull it towards you, I don't know. I'm sure I've something more interesting to tell you, but I can't remember right now. I still haven't started with my contact lenses again yet. Not confident. I wore them for about 2 hours because I had to record a couple of reviews for YouTube, and then I took them out straight after. So I'm still in my glasses. I'm giving my eyes as much of a rest as I can at the minute. But nothing really planned for today. Just go in, see if they've done the bloods, make sure she's drunk enough. She doesn't seem...
Stop the medication.
Yeah, the minute Darren had a phone call to say a prescription that was sent around yesterday that Darren collected and dropped off to stop taking it. We don't know why. We'll be in touch. It's like, right, okay. So we'll just have to wait and see. Other than tonight, I have got a scout planning meeting down at Francis's house at 6:30. So it's like going through the programme for the whole year and planning it out with things they need to do. What else? Darren has his review of his CPAP machine tomorrow. You have to bring all the equipment in with you as well. That's just in Ballymena, isn't it? And then Thursday...
The old workhouse.
What?
You know that big Victorian building inside of Doctors?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's an old workhouse.
Is it?
Victorian workhouse.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that'd always been a hospital.
Carved onto stone.
Oh, there you go. Didn't know that. Isaac's got his jiu-jitsu tomorrow, and Friday the engineer's coming back. Friday night we're going to see Fright Club screening of Boys from County Hell, which I really enjoyed when I watched. One of the actors is
this week?
yeah, this Friday. One of the actors is coming for like a Q&A and like autographs and pictures if you want them. Obviously I'm not paying to meet some dude, it's not happening. If it had been John Lynch, definitely, because he's in it. I love John Lynch. But the chances of me paying to have my photograph taken with a celebrity are very low.
Would you call him Lynchy?
No.
El Lynchy?
No. He was in The Name of the Father, which is one of my favourite films. He used to be in, if there was a film from Northern Ireland, you can absolutely guarantee he was in it. But I've grown up watching him, I've always thought he was a really good actor. He was in that one set in the Watchers, or was it The Watched? The one with, is it Dakota Fanning? It's set in a forest and there's these beings that watch people inside this barn of a thing every night. He was in it and I liked his part in it, and I would love to see like a sequel to that, going more into his side of things. If you've seen the movie, he was the professor down in the dungeony thing. I'll not say any more than that. And then a couple of weeks, Fright Club are doing a screening of The Descent, I think for the 20th anniversary in the cinema, so that'll be good. Me and Darren saw that the first time round in the cinema, but it is a really good film, so we're going to see that.
The Dyslexic good film.
The Dyslexic what?
Good film. Decent.
Alright. One of the guys that played one of the creatures is going to be there. Yeah, so that is the plan this week. When's that Storm Zone gig?
I'm not sure. A few months away.
Alright, so it's a while. I know they're releasing a new album. I think it's the album launch. Right, I will leave you for now because I don't think there's anything else to tell you, and I shall speak to you maybe later on today, maybe tomorrow. Speak to you later. Hello guys, it's later that same day. We're on Tuesday evening. I am just about to head to when I figure out how to work the fucking car. It's still, honestly, the cat behind me. Why is it not moving? There it's going now. So quiet. It's almost like freewheeling, isn't it? I'm just going down to...
I don't remember. I just figured out.
Francis's house for scout meeting. It's got a little phone, as if I've been using the phone on there, a little light with a phone. I think that's Granny Mary. I thought that was Granny Mary, it's not. I've waved at some woman and I don't even know who she is. Oh well, She was driving a similar car to Granny Mary, and she was an older woman, but it wasn't Granny, and she's looking at me like, who's that? I don't know who you are, love, but I'm waving at you anyway. Yeah, I put it on to update you on my mum today. The people that were meant to come to take bloods today never showed up. So they've said if they weren't, basically it's a district nurse. The doctor's surgery called the manager of the district nurse, who can't get in touch with any of the district nurses, but said if it wasn't today it would be tomorrow morning. And Darren explained the reason it had to be the afternoon is because in the morning my mum's not properly hydrated, because she's not like up to drink anything. So I don't know what's happened with that. It means my dad's going to have to get up early tomorrow so he can let us know if nobody's been by 11:30, so we can call the doctors, because doctor shuts half day on Wednesday. It's just so frustrating just to get a blood test done. I had this appointment with my mum last Wednesday. They couldn't get blood from her. They couldn't give us an appointment for bloods on Thursday or Friday, so they said, oh, there's nothing on Monday, it'll have to be Tuesday. So we had to wait almost a week, and then they don't even turn up. Oh, the central heating definitely, the boiler is definitely not properly fixed. It's doing, oh, I told you that earlier, they're coming out on Friday again about that to obviously do something else wrong with it. But my mum was in bed all day today when I went in. I went in a few times to sort of like talk to her to see if I could. Basically she was sleeping and she would not wake up. I like tried talking, I tried like tapping her hand, I tried lots of things, but she was just gone. The worrying thing is, they say when a person is approaching end of life, 3 things happen. They stop eating, they stop drinking, and they sleep lots. My mum is doing all 3. And you feel like a doctor should be coming out to look at her. And I mean, I know there's nothing they can do, I'm aware of that, but I want the reassurance that there's nothing that we're missing, that there's nothing that we should be doing, because I feel like we've basically just been left with a person that's dangerously ill and near death with no help. And I don't know. She's just so poorly, so poorly, as you saw in the footage I took last week. Are you sore stomach? I take this footage because I want, the people that I speak to, doctors and stuff, or nurses, to be able to see behaviour I'm talking about, because obviously when you want certain behaviours to be seen will be the time when she won't do it. So you have to sort of, when you see a certain type of behaviour that you want to make someone aware of, you have to try and catch it on film, which is, what can you do? What is that beeping noise? But yeah, it's all a bit stressful, so just not knowing what's going on, not knowing, But anyway, just about to go in here for this meeting. Great British Bake Off, is that what it's called, starts tonight. There's a lad from Northern Ireland on it, from Coleraine, so we'll be going for him. Usually people from Northern Ireland in reality shows always end up going out early. apart from once in one of the Traitors shows, there was a mother and son that stayed in quite long. They were cool, I liked them. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be back in time. It's 6:30 now, and I think it starts at 8 if I'm right. So I don't know if I'm going to be back in time. I'm always fucking first at anybody's house if there's like a meeting of any description. You can always bet your arse I'll be here first. Right, I'll go, guys, and I'll speak to you probably tomorrow. Hello, guys. It is Thursday morning. No, it's not. It's Wednesday morning. Isaac's just gone off to school today, and we've just had a call from the doctors to say that my mum's salt in her blood is highly elevated and we need to get her into hospital ASAP. Because it's dangerous. So I'm sat waiting in the car for Darren to walk the dogs, which could have waited, so that we can go in, and I haven't slept all night. My sciatica is going crazy. I feel really sick. I do not feel well. My dad can't do this himself because he can't like drive up to the hospital and stuff, because he doesn't have the confidence in his ability to drive after the whole accident thing and his dizziness. So I'm just now waiting on taking her up to the hospital, basically. I can't get hold of my dad on the phone, so he's still in bed, so I'm going to have to go in and wake him up. There's only so much a person can take, you know what I mean? I'm just beyond the point of exhaustion right now. Today was supposed to be a day to rest, but what can you do? So that'll be why they said, can I ask, is she very tired and not responsive? And Darren said, yep, she was like that yesterday. Nope, we need to get her in immediately. So that's what I'm waiting on to go do, but Darren feels the dogs need to go on a walk first to make sure they've peed. You're not going to get an awful lot more out of me that's of any way interesting, because Darren's had to cancel his appointment for his CPAP thing. I told him to still go to it, but he wants to cancel it because it's not important. I don't think I can be bothered to go to it, to be honest, because he hasn't been using the machine, and I'd have to go and tell them he hasn't been using the machine. I'll have to make sure we're back for Isaac getting out of school. Hello, it is got a really sore throat all of a sudden. It is Thursday evening. Just a little update on today. I stayed at home today because my back was in so much pain. The sciatica was going into my feet and I couldn't properly drive the car. So Darren took my dad up today. My dad basically can't drive any distance anymore. I've just seen that there's black dye spots all over this wall from where I dyed Isaac's hair. You know, like little dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black dots. Wonderful. Darren took my dad up. My dad went in while Darren went and looked for a doctor or nurse to speak to about my mum. He said my dad was in there a maximum of 10 minutes and came out and said, right, we're going, there's no point being here, she doesn't even know we're here. Darren's like, no, yesterday there was a little period where she may have known, so, you know, we'll stay. But my dad wasn't having any of it. I think he sat for a while because Darren was sitting waiting to speak to a doctor, and then he went outside to wait by the exit for Darren. Darren went in and had a 20-minute chat to the doctor about everything. give the doctor a full history, how everything's happened, what's happened, symptoms, and she's like, right, that makes a lot of sense. Basically they've said, oh, her weight is now 26.5 kilograms, which is just over 4 stone. So in about 2.5 weeks, she has lost 8 pounds, even though she has had all of the high calorie stuff that the dietitian left, and she's been eating them. So they basically said that we just have to take one day at a time, that she may not come back from this. This may be it. This may be the end. Darren says he thinks my dad was quite shocked when he went in and saw how bad she is. She was that bad when we took her in. I've been going on at my dad for years about getting her in somewhere with specialist medical help. She's severely dehydrated. If she did recover from this, which I don't know, the feeding tube may be too much of a trial for her. She said at that point we have to weigh up the benefits of the feeding tube against the risks of not having one. Basically meaning if she has the procedure, it may well kill her. If she doesn't have the procedure, then inevitably it will kill her because she's not getting enough nutrition and enough fluids. She's just refusing, and like a lot of stuff, like she just falls out of her mouth. It's not good. I think if the doctors were erring on the side of will she recover, when I say recover, I just mean not be at risk of imminent death. I don't mean get better. I think they're thinking it's not gonna, she's gonna pass away from this. They reiterated again that she's on a DNR. If she was to pass away, they wouldn't resuscitate. My dad's really angry about that. No matter how much people have tried to explain why that wouldn't be a good idea, that how weak she is. If you tried to give my mum compressions, you would break every bone in her chest. She is a walking skeleton. When you see people on TV from like Belsen and things from the Nazi camps, she looks worse than a lot of them. The people that you would see that are the most severe, that you think, how are you even walking around? That's how she looks. She's basically 4 stone. And she is 5'9", I think. They were shocked before when she was 4 stone 11, so almost 5. Everybody was really shocked, but then they weighed her again at the hospital, 4 stone. How she has lost all that weight in like 4 stone 3, but she's lost 8 pounds. She's gone from 30.9 kilograms to 26.5 kilograms, or 26.5, 25.6. She's lost 8 pounds, I worked that out. And 8 pounds for a healthy, heavy person to lose in a couple of weeks is a lot of weight. I've never lost 8 pounds in 2 to 3 weeks, never. It would take me severe exercise and diet to lose half a stone in a month, which I have managed to do recently, but that's only with really limiting what I'm eating and stuff, and stress, to be quite honest with you. I don't know, it's not looking good. I don't want her to suffer anymore, and I worry that if she comes back from this, we're going to have to relive this bit over and over and over again, because my dad won't hear of a home. She's not getting what she needs at home. She's not getting what she needs to survive at home. I get no say in it. He won't listen to me. He said it's his decision because he's the one doing the caring and it's his house. But if she does recover enough to go home, they basically did say she would be, like mentally impaired, because of the sodium in her blood is so high, it will very likely have done damage. And the reintroduction of the water to try and lower the sodium in the blood can cause brain damage, can kill you. So best case scenario, if she recovers enough to come home, she will not be the person she was even a month ago. She will be right in the midst of that severe dementia. And to me, that's just suffering. I don't want to lose my mum. By God, no. No one wants to lose their mum. But at this point, I feel it would be the kindest thing for her. And for my dad, even though he won't see that and he doesn't want to see that. But it's horrendous just watching how she looks, how she is. It's okay. I had to go and gather myself a little bit there. I'm not gonna, if I allow myself to like get upset about this at this point in the midst of it, when everything is happening, it'll be impossible to get through. But she's not, I know she is physically my mum, but it's not. It's with something like this, which isn't dementia, which is dementia, but dementia for a different reason. Severe MS progression presents as dementia, really bad dementia. Hello, it is Friday. I've got my new glasses on. Yes, they're very bright, I'm aware, but I wanted some bright green glasses. There's a YouTube channel called Movies and Munchies, and I've always wanted glasses like his, which is why I've got these. Just heading up to see my mum. Darren wasn't going to be with me because the boiler engineer, yes, the ongoing saga, was meant to come at 1 o'clock today. Instead he came at 10 o'clock in the morning. He came into the kitchen. I was in the kitchen making a cup of coffee, and he said, Darren was stood there as well, right, I'll need to put the heating on so I can blah blah blah. So I reached over and put the heating on. Then he went and looked at the heating and goes, no, we don't want the heating on, after having said you need to put the heating on. Then when Darren told him that after whatever he did last time, now what it's doing, every time someone comes they break something else basically. So after him coming last time, every few hours the tank would make a big boom noise followed by whoosh for about 6 to 8 seconds, throwing out a ton of steaming, boiling hot water. And on top of that, we have basically, you can put the radiators on or you can put the water on. From about, I'd say May, our heat is permanently on off, and all we have is the water heater coming on twice a day for half an hour to get hot water. But when the water heater was coming on as usual, which it's been like that since when the weather started getting warmer, the downstairs radiators were all coming on, but scalding hot, much hotter than usual. The upstairs ones weren't, but the downstairs was like, what's he done now? He would not have it that somebody hadn't hit the heat button by mistake.
They argued it 5 times on 2 occasions.
And Darren's like, no, you can see where it is, it's out of the way, and we have it set on a timer. No one's touched that, wouldn't have it. So, another moron. So he's done what he's done, remains to be seen if he's fixed it, we'll see what happens. But how many people does it take to come out and fuck up?
I think he's the 11th engineer.
It's
about 30 visits, but with 11 different engineers.
I think it's more because it's been going on a couple of years now.
It's more than a couple of years.
Is it? Well, it's...
The tank was put in nearly 5 years ago, and it's never been right from being put in.
So there you are. I said on Facebook, I said Netflix are going to make a fucking series about it next. The ongoing saga of our boiler. So anyway, the upside of him coming 3 hours early is that Darren can go up with me today, see how things are. By what Darren said yesterday, I don't expect things to be very good. We shall see.
I didn't want you having to chat with the doctor on your own.
Well, I'm fine to chat with the doctor on my own. Well, I don't think the doctor's going to want to chat.
No, I think they will want to chat with you because they couldn't get to chat to your dad because it was pointless chatting to your dad. And And I said, look, I have no power of anything. I said, I can pass everything on.
I have no part of anything either. He just goes against everything. This person.
I passed up fucking on. What are you doing?
Retard. And then he does that thing where he doesn't look at you because he realises it's just a driven like a dickhead. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I don't expect my mum to be even awake. Maybe sort of like just out and in, but even when she's sort of in, she's not really aware anyway, so we'll see. I'm just at the minute constantly waiting on a phone call to say that's it. That's my state of mind right now. You know, this sort of thing's hard enough for the best of people, but when you've got... I've no brothers and sisters. My mum's got no brothers and sisters, so there's no real extended family as such. And my dad is just... You know, when a parent passes away, and Darren can vouch for this because he lost his mum, the other parent tends to take on most of the responsibility of sorting everything out. That's not going to happen in this case because my dad's head is that firmly in the sand about everything. He seems to just want to sit at home and just let everything happen around him with no, you know what I mean, with no actions required from him at any stage. Yesterday he said to Darren, after 10 minutes of being in to see my mum, well, there's no point in me being here, she doesn't even know I'm there. I think I told you that last night. I was trying to speak to you last night about stuff, but I was so tired and super stressed. Sort of hard to communicate what I was trying to say, which was, you know, that there's a thing that went round online for a while, which was you never realised, you know, like when you were a kid and you used to go out and play outside with your mates that you'd played with for years and years. You never realised the last time that you did that it was the last time you were going to do that. And that's how I feel about what's going on with my mum. You never know when the last time was going to be that she knew who you were. It's a bit shit. But what can you do? You just keep on, I suppose. And then you have people like around you on Facebook constantly complaining about nothing, and it's like, fucking hell, get a fucking grip of yourselves, pull yourself together.
I missed out on a ticket. It's like, really? Call you, let's get you a GoFundMe page.
It's, you know, and I don't mean just people, you know, it's a very common thing that people say, like when you're going through shit. One of the things you always hear is when someone loses a member of their family, and I felt this when I lost my grandparents. I know they were grandparents, but, you know, they almost raised me. You're walking about and the world's going on as normal and everybody's life's the same as normal, but yours is completely different and everything about life's completely changed. I think it makes you, when really difficult stuff's going on in your life, it makes you a lot less tolerant of people that don't appreciate how lucky they are, people that don't know. It's almost like everyone in life will find something to moan about, and I wish I had the things to moan about that some people have. You know, I've got a cold, I can't afford to do this gig, but I've done 10 gigs over the previous few months. Oh my god, I haven't went on holiday this year. I'm not going to get to go, and it's never put, it's a bit shit that I can't go on holiday. It's like War and Peace. You know, it's, everybody has fucking issues and problems, and yeah, I post when things are shit on Facebook, and to be honest, one of the main reasons I put stuff on Facebook regards my parents is because I don't have time to be checking emails and WhatsApps and replying and responding, and it boils my piss when people think that it's appropriate to be sending you banal messages when you're going through shit and you've put up, this is happening. You think people go, oh shit, that's, you know, and leave you the fuck alone, other than, you know, people that check that things are all, you know, you're alright and stuff, but you know, to me, I do hide it from the general wider community, but you know, people that would have a tendency to message and mail constantly about, I don't know, whatever, and then get offended that you don't get back to them. It's like, right, you can fucking see what's going on, wind your fucking neck in. So if you think I drama post on Facebook, no, I just would rather tell everybody all at once, so I'm not. Sometimes it almost feels like some people live off the constant people contacting them all the time. I don't want people to be good. I mean, like even Alan said on a video recently, he'd been watching all my vlogs, but I hadn't been commenting because he knows that then I feel like pressure to reply to stuff, and you know, bless him, I do feel bad that I don't get back to people and stuff, but it's not because I'm sitting going, oh, I can't be arsed. You know, all these people have watched these videos and have commented and I can't be bothered. No, it's because shit's going on. It's because I'm busy or there's shit going on in my life. And it's at times like this that my patience for that sort of thing is very reduced, shall we say. It's like, fucking hell, catch a grip of yourself. You know, it's not even like, I think I've said this before. I'm sure I've said this before. And I don't even like to say that at the minute because it sounds awful, but sometimes when other people just lose a parent, it's easier than this shit. Because, and Darren will tell you how long I felt that we're going to lose my mum for. It's gone on quite a long time now. And it's just a never-ending cycle of, is this it? You know, it goes back to that time about 4 or 5 years ago when she went in with her kidneys.
When the doctor pulled you aside.
Pulled me aside and basically more or less said, it's just probably good, that's it. And it's just been a constant. And then if you add to that my dad and his fucking drinking and going and banging his head abroad on holiday and taking no responsibility for himself, refusing to take blood pressure medication. He now can't drive because he doesn't feel confident driving, which means I can't take a step back and like not be up at my mum's constantly to see her.
He can't hang the washing up because he's not stable.
He can't hang the washing on the line because he'd fall over, and he tries to do it anyway. Even when I'm in the house, almost like a point of saying, look, I'm hanging. It's like, ask me to. No, I can do it. He can't because he fell over last time he tried to do it. And it's just constant fucking pressure. And I don't, other than Darren, there's nobody to take that off me. You know, yesterday Darren took my dad up because, you know, I want to make sure someone's getting up there. Because I was just ready to fucking pop, and the pain my back has been in this past couple of weeks. So obviously I'm up today, and my dad just, his viewpoint is, what's the point? She doesn't know you're there. And that's not the way to be looking at it. It really is not the way to be looking at it. You know, even if she hears you speak.
Well, when I gave her arm rub before I left, I said I'm bringing you up tomorrow, and she made a noise at that point.
Yeah, like Darren says, it could have been nothing, but it could have been something.
Because she recognised the name.
So, you know, everybody knows when someone's that poorly. You know, even if they're not with it, it's better to sort of like talk to them like they are there, because that tiny chance that they've heard you, you know, would you not rather take that time and do that rather than just walk out and say, nah, there's no point being here, just you know I'm here. Never mind what all the staff in the hospital must think about every single night that there's no one up there, because we go up every day, but there's literally, you know, other people. Like as an example, when my granda was unwell, my dad's dad, and when he passed away, my dad has got 7 or 8, I lose count, siblings, loads of them, and they've all got kids, most of which are grown up. So you've got all those grandkids, probably in the 10s, you know, probably up on 15 to 20 grandkids. You've got 8 children and their partners. I've got me, and Isaac's 14. You know what I mean? It's like there's no one. My mum doesn't have any brothers or sisters to go see her. Any friends that she has are either really old and really bad health, or they're not close friends that would go up and see her in hospital. So it's, all of this is difficult because everything's hanging in the air and you don't know.
Or she's got that friend who was going to make your mum something but decided not to because your mum's not going to be here by Christmas.
Yeah. I've told you all about that. The one that I refuse to answer the phone to her anymore when she phones. The one that, well, I've known your mum since I was whatever age it was, so insinuating that she knew my mum better than I would. But because she was a nurse when she worked, she's a fucking hypochondriac, that's what she is. But because she was a nurse, she told me the last time that not the last time my mum was in hospital, the time before that was when I went to see Crash Test Dummy, so that was last Halloween, that's when it happened. She told me that 100% the hospital was just leaving her to die. They weren't giving her any treatment, they were leaving her to die very clearly, and she kept on at it. So that's the type of friends my mum has. She would have been told to fuck off if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't want to get in the way of my mum's friendship with her. My mum's only other real friends are a woman that is in her late 80s, that's disabled son, and when I say disabled son, I mean adult nappies, can't speak.
He's a big bloke.
He can't do anything for himself, and
He's a powerhouse as well.
he's like in his 50s, and she's looked after him single-handedly her whole life. So obviously she's got her hands full. And another woman that the only time she ever sees her is, well, she doesn't see her because she gets a relative to drop off a present at Christmas and her birthday, and that's it. So, you know, there's no one else. And then people like my dad's siblings will say, if there's anything we can do, let us know. But you know when that's empty? And I'm not saying that my dad's siblings are arseholes, they're not. But they're not close to me, Mum. The only one that would have, if she had been living here, would have made the effort would have been my dad's only sister. The rest are all boys. Rushing, who lives in Oswaldtwistle near Liverpool, Blackburn. Well, everybody knows where Liverpool is though, so near there. So obviously she can't do anything, but she has said, look, if there's anything I can do, but what can you tell people to do? You know what I mean? If she lived here, I would say, well, it'd be really nice if on an odd evening you could go up and see her, but you know, because me and my dad go up during the day, it would be nice if she had someone up the odd night, you know. But I know that the rest of my dad specifically said he didn't want me telling the rest of them about it. He allowed me to tell Rushing because, you know, she was quite offended the last time I hadn't told her what was going on because my dad didn't want me to. And I says, look, she gets really offended if I don't tell her, but you know, every time she comes over, she makes a point of coming over to see my mum at least once in the time she's over. So I told her, oh, that's awful, if there's anything I can do, and I'm thinking, well, in fucking Blackburn there isn't an awful lot you can do, but you know, so even though people offer, it's not an offer that you can take them up on, if that makes sense. So I'll obviously let you know how things are, but I feel like my fucking vlogs have just become the height of depression. I'll tell you what, it maybe make you feel a bit better about your life, I suppose. But then everybody's got their own shit going on. So many people, shit going on right now. Isaac has had a good first week back. He went back on Wednesday. This is Friday if I haven't said. He didn't get the awful maths teacher, so that's fantastic. He did, however, not get his history teacher that he really wanted. Instead, the guy he got is a pompous arsehole. He's the vice principal, and he was walking round on parent-teacher day with his hands clasped behind him with an air of pomposity about him. I just didn't like him. Isaac said apparently other people have said he's a really good teacher, so it remains to be seen. I didn't like the guy. Same Spanish teacher. He got a good English teacher that he's happy with. He loved his first classes of moving image arts. Anything else? There's nothing really else to report, so you know, there's been nothing really badly negative in the first week, so that's good. He got a locker. He's discovering how many more books he's got now, and he's admitted he needs a locker. So that's all. The cheeky buggers take a tenner off you for your locker, and you don't get the tenner back at the end of the year. Surely, when I was at school, the same school incidentally, we paid a £5 for our locker key, and we got the £5 back at the end of the year. Now, if you lost that locker key, you lost that £5 because that £5 was used to get a But if you, like with me, never lost a key in my life, you always got your £5 back. Or it rolled on to the next year. And then when you left, you got your £5 back. But they're keeping a tenner every year from them kids. So they're making 70 quid off the kids just for them being allowed a locker. And they had to pay 20 quid for stationery and their planner, which is a fucking big... We had a homework diary which would have fit in a blazer pocket. They have this big, thick... I think I showed you it before. Can you just get off the fucking road?
Just waiting for that call.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but how slow did he do that? And I'm in the fast lane, it was ours.
That's why I don't like this road. They shouldn't have those cut-ins. It don't make any sense. 70 mile an hour with a right turn.
Yeah, it's something that roads here have that they don't really seem to have a lot of in England. Because it's so rural here, there's a lot of farmers. So what they have, this is a dual carriageway that I'm on. Usually in England, if you miss your exit, it's like, ah, shit, I'm going to have to go to the next exit or the next roundabout. Well, here, up the central divide, there's a little arrow that goes over and you can cut off the dual carriageway on one side to join the dual carriageway on the other side. Now, there's quite a few of those.
Like every quarter mile.
And given the fact that this is obviously a 70 mile an hour road and the cut-offs are coming off the fast lane to go into the other side, you quite often are bombing away behind someone at 70 mile an hour. Now I leave loads of space. I'm very pedantic about leaving a lot of space, so much so some fucker always drives into it. You're driving along at 70 and some fucker in front of you all of a sudden puts his brakes on to go into a little side thing. And you've got multiple of them, so it keeps happening, you know, it's a pain in the arse.
That's why there's a lot of people killed on this road.
This road has a lot of accidents, a lot. Oh, right, I think I've finished prattling. Is there anything else you can think of I've forgotten about?
No, apart from my freezer's full.
Yeah, Kira's Sophie's mum that I take out. I was at the Scout meeting the other night and she came over with, I wasn't in, with bags full of like chicken
She
dippers.
returned your shopping bags
Yeah, I'd given her some shopping bags.
and a packet of white chocolate biscuits for me because she heard something about me apparently like
I
white chocolate.
told her that he liked white chocolate. So he got white chocolate biscuits. I got a big bottle of Tresemme shampoo, conditioner and leave-in stuff, especially to strengthen. Yeah, because I told her that my hair was falling out because I'd lost weight. So all of this stuff to help with hair regrowth. And stuff for my nails because I told her, you know when you have conversation and her nails were really long and I says, I says my nails always break, I've got really crappy brittle nails, so I've got my stuff for my nails. And I mean the amount of bags of stuff in the freezer, she said Sophie won't eat it and it's just going to go to waste. And there's like chicken dippers, chicken goujons, chicken burgers, I don't know,
sausages,
loads.
mini pizzas. It was literally a carry bag and a half stuffed.
So our freezer is full.
And for Mum.
Yeah, Darren's working his way through them chicken goujons at non-rate. I haven't got into anything in the bag yet. M2 closed here. Oh, Monday the 8th of September for 2 nights. Yeah. So that's about all I can think to tell you. I shall maybe check in with you later on, depending on if there's anything really new to update you with. Shall speak to you later. I wanted to try and get an empty corridor, but one person always ruins it. It's like a car when you want to overtake another car, there's one right in the middle. This is the person version. Was it A5 you said? So we are on the way, sorry, it's the same evening. Yeah, my mum, Darren said, was a better colour today than yesterday. Now she still looks really bad. Obviously she's still that thin, but Darren says her colour was better today. Which, yeah, her colour was a bit better, but she's still very, very poorly. Very tired. She didn't know who I was, but she did say my dad's name a couple of times. I managed to get like half a glass of juice down her and half of one of those high calorie desserts. but she was very, very tired. They said since she's been in, which has only been, was it Wednesday she went in? Yeah,
Yes.
Wednesday, because you went up yesterday, it was Thursday. She went in on Wednesday afternoon, early afternoon.
I thought it was Friday today.
It is Friday today,
Yeah.
but you were up yesterday,
Yeah, I was
which was
thinking of-
Thursday.
I was thinking a neurologist.
So she went in on Wednesday, and the guy that we asked said the sodium levels in her blood have been pretty stable's the wrong word because they should be coming down. Basically, they've been the same; they haven't really altered. But he did say the results for the bloods that they had taken today aren't back yet. So we'll obviously find out whether there's any change there. But you would think if a person's on a constant hydration drip that it should be. They do have to be careful how fast they do it because it's dangerous to do it too fast. But it's impossible to know whether she's going to come back from it, whether even if she does come back from it, whether she's going to be really, mentally just won't have a clue about anything ever and not even able to speak, because at the minute she can't speak. She's not really aware of anything at all, so the only thing I can say is that the colour's better, so that's all that's changed at the minute. I didn't see her yesterday, but from the picture that Darren's took, she looked worse yesterday than she did the day before when she was taken into the hospital. Hospitals are weird places because for my mum, she always seems to be worse when she comes out than when she goes in, which is worrying. And then Brendan called me, my dad's friend, who's actually my mum's cousin, but he'd be my dad's best friend, just asking because his sister had seen my dad waiting at the exit, and he says, I believe your mum's in again. So I was telling him the situation, and I know, everyone, what is it, remaining range low, please charge vehicle. We're fine. Is this going to beep now constantly? Car's on 20% charge. I think we're finding that it's costing more than it should to charge. In the last few weeks, I think we worked out 80 quid on electric in the electric thing, which is just ridiculous. So we need to write down. Plus, I thought it was charging us what the charger told us, but on reading it closer, that is an estimate based on the tariff that I put in, that we're on. So if it's charging more than what that's estimating, then we need to contact Budget Energy and say, look, why are we not on this tariff that you told us we were on? So tonight when it's plugged in, when we get home, we're going to put it on to run from 12 midnight because apparently it's cheaper. And when we put it on, we're going to look at what the electricity, what price we've got left on it at that point, and what mileage is in the car at that point, and then look at, obviously, when it's been charged, how much it costs to put how many miles on, and that should give us an idea as to whether it was. I thought this was supposed to be more economical, and at the minute it isn't, but we don't know for sure with figures, so we need to do a bit of working out. That was a bat, I think. Surely a bat wouldn't do it this time. It flew like a bat.
It's dust.
So yeah, that's the situation with my mum. Brendan said, when I said she was sleeping a lot, he says it's really all she can do at the minute. He says, well, would it not be better for her if she went in her sleep? And it probably would be, but you don't really want people saying that to you. You know what I mean? It's like, I know he means well, and I know he's right. I don't want to see my mum going through anymore. And like he said, he says, I don't see her being able to come back from this. And again, he's right. So, I went from last night just constantly waiting on the phone ringing to say something awful to today when I saw her, even though I know she's really bad. The fact that Darren said she was a better colour and, she was more settled, I thought, well, maybe I'm being negative, maybe she will come back from it, and then you get a phone call and somebody
Well, they
says,
said things like
heart rate's stable and that sort of thing. My mum has got, for smoking her entire life, my mum has got incredibly healthy heart and lungs, which I'm hoping I've inherited. She's always been told that her heart and lungs are very strong, so let's hope I have a bit of that. So it's just a watch this space kind of thing, see what happens. We can just take it a day at a time at the minute. Yeah, I don't think there's nothing much else to tell you. This is going to beep at me constantly, which is really fucking annoying, until we get it plugged in when we get back. But I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be a fan of an electric vehicle, and so far I've been proved right, I'm not. I also prefer driving a car with a clutch, because there's that much faffing about with this. Darren probably prefers an automatic, I would imagine, but I prefer... I've been driving for ages a certain way, and then all of a sudden you just have to completely change. You know, like when you're pulling away or when you're approaching a roundabout, the automatic foot clutch, I forgot what it's called, gear stick. But when you don't have to do that, it just feels alien. And then like when you're reversing and putting it into forward and doing parking manoeuvres, you're so used to what you're doing, it's like second nature, it's in, out, it's really fast. But in this, you're having to think about what you're doing all the bloody time. It's like relearning a habit that is just second nature to you, and rewiring your brain. And it feels like you're riding like a kid's, what's it you call them, like when you go and, like what we did for Becky's birthday, you're riding a, what are they called? Go-kart. Yeah, that's what it feels like. So, yep. Not entirely impressed at the minute, it has to be said. The car looks nice, but my main concern is it going to save me money? And at the minute the answer is no, as far as I'm concerned. And how fast this actually runs down is scandalous. It's madness. Like today when we left home, it was at 44%. No, yeah, it was 44%. It's now at 18%, and all we've done is gone to the hospital and back, which isn't very far. And that's taken it from almost half full to 18%. It's like, my god. So it'll be fun going to Dublin. I suppose it's alright if you're faffing about short distances, but the amount of times we're going to have to charge this compared to just sticking petrol in it, you know what I mean? But apparently this is the way it's all going for all of us folks, so we'll all have to just get used to it. With increasing prices like with everything else. So it's increasing prices for your shopping and your fuel, and people that smoke and drink and stuff like that. Now you're all going to have to change from petrol cars, which they're going to get rid of. Right, I'll switch off. And I shall check in with you probably tomorrow. Hello guys, it's Sunday. I've just had a call from the nurse from the hospital asking us to come right away. Obviously I have to go and pick my dad up first, so this could be it. I don't know if we'll make it up there in time, or we could be there for hours and hours and hours. I don't know, but it looks like this may be it. Get stuck behind a really slow car. My dad, if this is something where when Darren's mum passed away, the family were there at the hospital all day, hours and hours. But that's fine if it was just me or Darren going through. My dad just can't cope with sitting for a long time, so I can foresee him leaving. problem is, by the time I get in, collect my dad and get up, it'll be like at least 45 minutes from the point that she has called me, and I am stuck behind a car that's going really slow, which is fabulous. Yeah, right. There's nothing else really to say to you at the minute, guys. It's not looking good. I'll let you know. Hey guys, I'm just waiting to get out in traffic here. Lots of traffic. You're getting me pretty raw here. But just a bit detached. With having to speak to so many people. When me and my dad got to the hospital, the nurse came out and basically, in a very nice way, told us that my mum had gone, and that she had gone at the point that she called me to tell me to come up. She had gone at that point. And the thing I find the most difficult in all of this is that she was on her own when she died. I'm not going to start again. That's the bit that keeps starting me. I know she was very unwell, and I know it was her time, and I know it's for the best for her. I know all of that, but she was on her own. That I struggle with. So this morning they gave her a breakfast, which she ate all of her breakfast, and then she had a big blowout in the don't know, by the afternoon. Shortly after that, she had a big blowout. She must have been like constipated and everything released. They cleaned her up and gave her like a full body wash and changed her into new clothes, and then someone went to check on her and she'd gone. They don't know at what point she went. I don't know if she was suffering. I don't know if she was trying to get attention. I don't know. And that's the part I'm struggling with. My dad said it's probably for the best because you don't want to be here when she was taking her last breaths, and I'm like, it's exactly. Don't want to start again. How the hell I'm gonna get through a funeral? Is anybody's fucking guess? It's the thinking about her. Going on her own. That's the bit I'm struggling with. That's the thing. No one wants. Because even if we knew that she went in her sleep or something, you know, she went in her sleep, at least you would have that. But we don't know what happened. Somebody's phoning me. So that was the hospital wanting to see if any more family was coming up, which obviously there isn't any more family to come up. My dad's family's not going to want to go up to see her. Well, that stops the waterworks relatively quickly, doesn't it? I need to stop crying. I'm I'm usually really good at holding stuff together. So when I think about shit, I need to stop thinking about shit. I'm just really annoyed that she was on her own. Like everyone is saying it's for the best, she's not suffering anymore. Everybody goes through this. I would have done so much better if we'd been there. The thought of her being scared. She's gonna fucking haunt me. Try and go into my house and not look like this. Oh, fuck. And my dad's in the house on his own. And he's like, I'm fine, I'm fine. He's not fine. So we have to do the funeral probably on Wednesday. And like there's a thing afterwards in the BT club. You know that sandwiches and tea shit when you well, if we're talking about me, you don't want people round you. I don't want people round me right now. I don't want people coming and telling me to my face how sorry they are and hugging me because it makes it worse. I am so not a weepy person in real life. This isn't me. Oh, fuck. But the thought, what's even worse, is the thought of doing this in front of people at a funeral and everyone watching you. You know what people are like? They just always look at people in a funeral. And people are probably thinking, but she's been sick for years, you should have been expecting this. You can expect something and still didn't make it any easier. Just, why did she have to die on her own? Didn't make it any easier. She looked awful. Her mouth was hanging open and her eyes were half open. The doctor hadn't even been to see her to pronounce her dead at that point. And my mum's hands would have been really like clasped tight because of muscle spasm. But I could open her hand and hold her hand. You couldn't have held my mum's hand because they were always clasped shut. But I was able to hold her hand, and there was still some warmth in her hand. Oh, fuck. could be making or something I could be doing to keep myself busy, but on a Sunday, there's nothing you can do. My phone keeps ringing and I don't want to talk to people. And I have to try and hold it together and stop getting upset, because I have to be able to talk to people. And I almost have to be just not think about it, just be completely emotionless about the whole thing. I stayed with my dad until Brendan came in. One of his brothers came in and his nephew, and they stayed a while. They left, and then Brendan, my dad's best friend's with him now. So I'm coming out home, and then I'm back in first thing in the morning for a meeting with a funeral director. Oh God. And I don't want to go in home looking like this. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. I was filling out. I always buy my calendars really early, and I bought a 2026 one because I like to write things in it that are important, that are arranged for next year. And I write everyone's birthdays in. And I got to my mum's birthday. I didn't write it in because I thought she's not going to be here next year. How shit is it to be right? Now the fucking ice cream man's outside the house. Great. Fabulous. You can stay there till I get parked, mate. Alright, I'm gonna go, folks. I'll speak to you at some stage, hopefully when I'm not a fucking mess. Okay, I'll speak to you later. So guys, this is future me. I'm just coming on here to say I'm closing down the vlog for the week. Thank you for watching. I know it's been very sporadic, it hasn't been particularly nice to look at, to view.